Hello, welcome to the Box Truck Hustle podcast where we talk real numbers, real hustle, and the real story behind the box truck industry. I'm Telly with TLA Group, the host, and we have a guest today, Quinton Ivy. He is with New Jack, am I correct?
Yes.
New Jack
Venture.
Ventures. And he has over 20 years experience in the trucking industry. So would you like to
Mhm.
introduce yourself, Quinton?
Hi, everyone. My name is Quinton Ivy. I'm the managing partner of New Jack Ventures LLC here in Sacramento, California.
Okay. So,
Mhm.
for those who may not know you, give us a little bit more about who Quinton Ivy is. What lanes did you operate professionally? Because I don't think you drive anymore, right?
Well, I'm about to start up. So
Okay.
the various lanes that I have disciplines in, I used to be an auto mechanic. I used to be an IT representative or IT specialist. That I stopped at when the .com bust happened in the early 2000s. That was
Okay.
interesting. Matter of fact, it was so interesting. I was making at the peak of the internet,
Mm-hmm.
I was making $45 an hour as an IT tech for a company out here in California. Freelance, I did $145 an hour with the
Mm.
2 hour minimum. Then when the .com bust happened, they wanted me to drop my salary. I
Mm.
told them no because I had too much credentials behind my name. MCSE, Cisco network engineer. I had all those things, and they wasn't jiving it. They wanted the foreigners to come in at 15 $15 an hour. So that's a
Gotcha.
different story.
Okay.
So after that, your tax dollars provided me to learn how to drive trucks.
Okay.
So I did that for about a little, actually over a little 15 years. Then I got out of that because I got tired of driving and not having a serious schedule. And then I went into insurance sales. That was interesting
Mm.
because now I don't know if you see on the internet now, especially on the trucking side, have you heard about IULs? Okay, no.
No.
Okay, it's called Index Universal Life Insurance. So
Okay.
typically, like just a regular life policy, you heard of term life insurance, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What I was involved in was Index Universal Life Insurance or whole life, they
Is that
call
where
that.
you can get money back?
Well, you have to put money into it
Okay.
to get the money back. So this is
Gotcha.
some of the things that you need to understand. It's actually called a living benefit with life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Keyword living. So you put money into the account, let it grow interest over a period of time, and you can use that as your own bank. That's what a
Gotcha.
number
I've heard about it.
like that is.
Yeah, because I should have
So
got my son one when he was a baby.
yeah, that's what I was told too. If you start off young,
Hmm.
you can have a lot of money in your account. I'm going to give
Right.
you an example real quick. I had I was doing this 2015, 2016, and I really got all the knowledge that I need about this, and I had plans on getting my own personal IUL. Unfortunately, I had a stroke in
Mm.
2017, and my mentor told me, he said, Quentin, if you would have had your insurance, my death benefit was $250,000,
Mm.
but my monthly note would have been $78 a month I put in. Now, also, I would have added another $100,000 into that pot. if I would have had that insurance policy, I could have walked away with $175,000 based
Hmm.
on the money that I put into it. Now you can see I'm not slurring my speech, or you don't know if I'm walking crazy or anything. $175,000, you might say it goes some ways, but the benefit outweighs that.
Right.
I could have paid all my bills off and had money left over.
Right.
But if you have a family and if it's just you, your spouse,
Hmm.
or kids, what would happen if you decide to die?
Right.
How would they be able to continue on? They would be able to continue on, but they might have lose their house. They might lose their car. You know, family and friends can't fill in those voids. So that's why when I learned that, I'm already in the process of getting an IUL for myself. I'm not going to go real crazy, like $500,000 and higher. No, I'm not going to do that. But the money I put into it, just in case, if I got $175,000 in there, and then my box truck dies, guess what?
Hmm.
I ain't got to go through no bank.
Right.
I just keep up my payments, pay the truck off, and
Got
then
you.
I live large.
Well, this is what people need to learn. I mean, when it comes to insurance in your business,
Yes.
because I didn't. I remember when you said IUL. My friend was. She always talked about insurance and stuff, but I couldn't like pinpoint because my brain been on trucking. So that's why I was like, "Are we talking about commercial insurance IUL? Like what? Yeah." So let's bring it back to trucking.
Yes.
So you said that you drove trucks for how many years?
About 15
And
years.
15 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So you drove for about 15 years. Is there any lessons that you learned along the way that you wish you knew earlier?
Well, the 15 years of experience gave me a lot of insight about the trucking industry. Uh,
Okay.
it's very, trucking is very volatile, but
Yes.
never has it gotten to this point right now. If I look back in 2004, I mean 2004, 2005, when I was actually starting off, I mean it was paradise back then, pretty
Mm,
much. But now it's the wild, wild west, really.
yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of
So,
fraud. Hmm.
but right now, because of what I learned in the past, now I can put some systems into play where I don't get taken for a ride,
Right.
or I'm how I know how to negotiate rates and so forth. You see a lot of these people out here on Facebook asking, well, the rates suck. Insurance is too high. I have to admit, insurance is sky high because people don't know how to drive or use common sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the thing
Yeah.
is now, and how I was turned on to the box truck arena was a guy at my job that told
Hmm.
me that I was trying to get on Walmart's fleet uh, carrier, their
Right.
own private.
I
And
think you need 5 trucks, right? You need like 5 trucks to do the Walmart.
they want 10. They actually
10
10. They actually want 10 or more. So
box
when I
trucks.
no, you got to have semis,
Semis. Gotcha.
50 footers. So when I looked into that, I said, "Oh, okay then." But my friend told me about the box trucks, and I said, "Really? Non-CDL?" I was
Not
like,
CDL.
"Oh, okay, I can do this." So over for the last year and a half, been doing the research, been talking with you, communicating with you, getting information on it. This is easy. This is a no-brainer for me. So
Yeah, it's an easy entry, but are you driving it or are you hiring a driver?
I don't want no driver. See, I would just this is this is my opinion about getting a driver and possibly scaling. I know you read all the news reports about a lot of carriers folding up because of rates, insurance and the
Yeah.
regulations.
Mm-hmm.
So me, I just drive myself. I know what
Mm-hmm.
my I know what my cost of mile is, and I know my area or my environment. So I live in California. Everybody hates going to California. I
Yes,
don't
we
want to go.
do. No, we don't.
You know, $5 a mile for I mean $5 a gallon for diesel. That's outrageous.
Yeah.
But see, I develop a skill of how to negotiate. So if I talk, I'm talking to a broker, he's saying, well, can you do this load for, or you going to Texas? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Sacramento, I know what my CPM is. So if they telling me, well, we can only give you $1.30, and I look at my CPM, that's not going to work. I
Right.
might as well just go ahead and do regional work. And actually, regional work is more profitable than going over the road.
So do you already have contracts lined up before you start, or
Mm.
what are your
Okay,
plans? Like, because your authority, how old is your authority?
about 2 months right now. 2 months.
Because
Oh, I
you know
know.
these okay, because these brokers are not working with new authorities.
I kind of understand that already, and I
Yeah.
understand the reason why they don't want to
Mhm.
do that. So what I do is I know that there's two brokers that I can deal with, TQL
TQM.
and CH Robinson. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
know they bought, they rip you off. They got a $2,000 load and they only gonna give you $600 for it. Okay, maybe you can, if you if you know your CPM, that's the key thing. If you
Mm-hmm.
know CPM already, then you can negotiate. And that's the key thing also. What are your negotiating skills? So,
Right. We negotiate with every load we book. A lot of people like to talk trash about TQL,
uh-huh,
but when you look on that load board, TQL is all up and down it. So I mean, you either not book with them or you book what you can. And that's when I hear people talk about, broker this, broker that, and I'm like, look, the rates are what they are. You either
right.
know your cents per mile or you don't move for that day. And not moving is just not an option, in my
That's
opinion.
right. I got you. I completely agree.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
enhance your negotiating skills, so like for example, you might tell me I got this load from Sacramento to LA. All right, I
Mm-hmm.
know that lane. That
Mm-hmm.
lane, it also depends on the commodity that you're hauling. So
Right.
you really can't pinpoint an exact amount. But for example, if you're hauling like this one load that I was looking at is tents and it's coming
Mm-hmm.
from a location outside of Sacramento. It's 40 miles outside of Sacramento. So I know from here to LA is a little over 375 miles. I know it's going to take me 7 hours to get there. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, okay, and I know my cost per mile. So my cost per mile might be, well, I know my cost per mile, but the mileage included, I can say, okay, I can do maybe $800. But the board is saying $600.
Exactly.
So what I can say to the broker, I say, well, look, man, I can't get down with $600. I need 780. And he or you might say, well, I can't give you 780. I can negotiate with you maybe seven.
650.
Okay, yeah, so 650. So yeah, say 650. Said, no, man, I
Yeah.
can't do it. I said, no, I can't do it because I have the grapevine I got to deal with and LA traffic. I need, okay, meet me at 750. You meet me at 750, I'll go and pick up the load. You can send me the rate confirmation, I'm good to go. So
And then
now,
they gonna say, well, I normally fill it for 650.
okay,
What
well,
you gonna do?
then I'll say I have to walk away, sir.
Because
So,
that's what's
uh,
happening. Because you may jump out. We jump out high all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we know we have a certain number that when
Right.
I put it in our spreadsheet,
Mm-hmm.
we will not go under.
Right.
And yeah, we won't even call if we know, because generally they're negotiate between $50 to $100 more.
Right.
Sometimes you may
Sometimes.
get that. Sometimes you may get it.
So,
So,
with that,
mhm.
being like I said, my environment that I'm in right now, that's the negotiation that you have to deal with fuel. I know you
Mhm.
don't like. I don't think you've never been. Have you been out to California before?
No, we're not doing the West Coast. We're not doing the West Coast at all.
I,
Sharif, my business partner who drives,
yeah.
absolutely not. He
Well,
will
see,
tell you absolutely. I don't even look on that side. Absolutely not.
well, I will say this to you. You
Hmm.
only need to do it once. All right. And then you can really solidly say, hey, I'm not going out to California.
He's a
I
truck
got,
driver. He drove over 20 years in a semi, and he's
okay.
been to Cali. He is
He
he
said,
ain't going.
I
Mm-mm.
understand that.
And
I
I
got,
had to convince him to go to like New York because he hates those bridges.
right.
And he realized he was okay in the box truck. So now he was like, all right, I'll go to the East Coast. But now we're kind of taking a step back because we got hit with a bunch of toll bills. So now we got to clean up all those toll bills, and then we're going to get that tag next month. And
Right.
then we'll start looking back, going back over there. But I just want to make sure you're aware, you
Oh, I,
already know, like the two brokers. If you look at Amazon Relay, you got to wait 180 days.
right.
And,
I
you
was
know,
looking at Amazon, but Amazon is no.
Yeah, them loads are. We
Yeah,
only use those loads if we just do not want to deadhead at all, and
yeah.
we're like
So,
we used it a few weeks ago when he came home, and we deadhead from no, we took a load from Houston. It got us up close to Dallas, and then he only
mhm.
had to deadhead like maybe 100 miles from where he was.
That's
So
cool.
we use Amazon to backfill.
Right, backfill.
Yeah.
See, like right now, I'm also working with the ports here in California. So
Okay.
the Bay Area,
Mm-hmm.
Sacramento, and Stockton. I've
Mm-hmm.
gotten contacts and I got some leads on some of the uh,
The
port.
port. And we
And
have the port here in Houston, and I haven't been able to see what I could get with the box truck.
so let me give you a little words of advice.
Let me
Go to
write it
the,
down.
I don't know if you like, me personally, I just like to go and I want to face to face.
Yeah.
All right.
You saying
So
go face to face.
if you
Okay.
go, so find out where the location of their headquarters are.
Mm-hmm.
Then talk to the gatekeeper, the receptionist, and ask her, "Hey, I'm a trucking company. I want to get hooked up with some of these business for their transportation needs. I know you're going to say, you're going to do your intro a little bit better than me, but
Mm-hmm.
the point is, can I talk to somebody that needs freight move? And once you get that one contact, then you can bounce off of that contact and go to the next. The first thing is to do is get past the gatekeeper. You know who the gatekeeper is.
Well, they have been to a lot of networking events,
Mm-hmm.
and it just seems like it's not stuff for box truck. Now, what I have been working on
Mm-hmm.
is I am now signed up as a vendor with the United States Postal Service. So I'm approved with them. But a lot of the contracts that I've been seeing, they're actually for more like sprinter vans and cargo vans and stuff like that I could bid on. So I've been trying to find somebody with that mode of transportation that maybe I could subcontract it to.
Okay.
Um, and I also was trying to get signed up with a vendor for UPS, but you got to get a contact at a facility.
Right.
So I've been working on trying to get a contact at a facility, and those are a couple of avenues you can look at with a new authority. Is that
Yeah.
as well too? USPS,
Mm-hmm.
but you got your SAM.gov.
Okay. Do I have an account with them?
You got to
No.
sign up with SAM.gov.
Okay.
And then once you sign up, if you're looking into doing government contract, you need to get your SCAC code.
Okay. I saw that. Yes.
You need to get that. You need to get your Dun and Bradstreet number.
Right.
You need to get all those things in advance before you do anything
Before you
else.
start. Yes, I got
Yeah, you just go to sam.gov and start registering. You do it
you.
yourself because
Okay then.
people will try to sell to do it for you for a few $1,000s. You can do it yourself. It just took me like maybe 2 weeks to figure out how to do it on my own.
Right. That's
But
so.
yeah,
So you do all you do all the dispatching.
between me and Sharif, we dispatch ourselves.
Oh, okay, you dispatch yourself. Okay. So haven't you noticed that a lot of foreigners now are getting into the business
Oh,
just to
that was, you must didn't listen to Double Broker Bounty Hunter. That is like they call you all day. First of
yeah,
all, they call you all day, and I mean, as soon as I post something, like even if I like when I was looking for somebody to help me with marketing, I get emails, I get text messages, I get inboxes all day long from anybody in another country. And I'm just like, I can't deal with this. So between the double brokering, the third party dispatchers, and these drivers, we had to take control of our own business ourselves.
yeah, that's one thing that I really don't like is when some new people come on board into this space, they immediately want a dispatcher to help them out. Why don't you
Well, that's
learn
because
your
you don't know no better.
learn your business first. See,
Correct.
so that's why right now I get bombarded with all that email. You want a dispatcher? First of all, I need to dispatch myself. I need to learn
Mm-hmm.
my bit. So like right now, I know what my lanes are. All right. I'll go from Sacramento to Reno, Sacramento to Salt Lake City, SAC to LA, all of Southern California, and
Mm-hmm.
then SAC to the Bay Area. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where my lane is. Some people
Okay.
have asked me, well, why don't you do over the road? And I'm like, no, I'm not doing over the road. I
Because you can
mean,
stay regional.
I can stay regional and I can make, you hear also these people saying, well, your gross can be anywhere between $5,000 to $7,000 a
A
week.
week.
But see that's okay, that sounds great, but
Mm-hmm.
talk about my net.
Exactly. Because your gross, you can gross. Yeah. My gross for
Yeah,
last year was six figures. What was my
yes.
profit?
It probably,
Let's
probably
quit listening to when people say I made
yeah,
six figures. Ask them what was their net profit. What was their
exactly.
profit afterwards? Because mine
Exactly.
was not six figures. We did six figures in revenue. We actually had a small profit. I was like, okay, it
And
wasn't more
that's
than
all
my paycheck, but
right.
hey.
But the deal is this, now you kind of like know your business. So when I
Yeah.
talked to you last, when we was talking on Facebook, you was just kind of like starting off and you was just doing, your usual runs, whatever load boards that you use. Now, by hearing you telling me now, hey, I'm looking into contracts right now.
Yeah.
And that's how much you have grown so far. And
Mm-hmm.
also back then you was getting beat down by these neophytes, right? Because they think you don't know nothing about the trucking business, which is cool, but you push them aside. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? You went ahead and said, "Okay, I'm not going to tolerate this nonsense. Let me focus on what I need to do." All right, tolerate what if I'm going to scale? Because you did one of your questions is talking about scaling.
Mm-hmm.
Scale. Okay, so now you was here. Now you here now. Okay, and you
Yeah.
can look back and say, "Wow, okay, I did this, I did that." Okay, so now what is the next level that I want to go? All
Exactly.
right, you know
Exactly.
now. between me and you and the
Mm-hmm.
other people that might be listening, I'm not a big fan of scaling right now.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why is over 100,000 carriers have folded up.
Yeah.
And what was the reason why that they folded up?
Scaling
Two
too
reasons.
fast.
Well, not only just scaling too fast, they really don't know. They don't know their CPM. They don't know
Right.
what their per mile is. So they just winging it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
See, because like my cost per mile, I got, of course, fuel, insurance, maintenance. Those are three main things. But
Mm-hmm.
also I have my IUL, my
Mm-hmm.
insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and any other maintenance ideas or tools, my load boards, any other subscriptions that I have, all that's encased in my CPM.
Right.
So
You got
when I
low
s-
overhead, to be honest. I
yeah,
hear you say it.
so well, see, my also thing, my truck is paid out all for life.
Yeah, I'm financing mine.
I told if your truck is not paid off, then
Mm-hmm.
you already below water already.
All right. You ain't never lied.
So
You ain't
with
never
that,
lied.
yeah, yeah. So with that, you just have to figure with those carriers that come out there, especially on the internet. You got these internet gurus
Mm-hmm.
that tell you, oh man, I made this and I made that, and they got these houses, they got these cars, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like,
Anybody can Photoshop and anybody can make ChatGPT because I put a Mercedes in my driveway on one of my ChatGPT pictures. But let me tell
oh,
you something. When we
go ahead.
first got into this, we kept hearing, you want to do final mile. You're going to make, you know, 7 to 10,000 a week locally. And we was like, bet, you know,
Yeah,
and we got on that contract. I never saw a $5,000 week.
yeah,
Now, what I did get was popped with 3, 4, 5 claims quick, and
yes,
that digs into your check. And I was like, but I told Sharif, I said, it's a good thing we did it early. I said, because if we wouldn't have did it early, we would have still been trying to get on one of those final mail contracts.
right,
Um, so now, and we did another local contract in Houston with this company. And now I understand after working with them why I constantly saw them on the job boards because they don't pay worth a damn. So
right,
it's like people have to be very careful when they're looking for something local. So now I'm being very intentional with what I want. Is like if I want something local, it's got to be a contract. I would like something with somebody with stability. I'm waiting for a meeting to come up with a local hospital.
okay,
Again, I'm looking at every bid opportunity that comes with the United States Postal Service,
right,
and of course, networking. I found a event in Houston called Greater Houston Trucking Association.
hmm
They do monthly networking events where you can meet brokers, where you can
right.
meet shippers, factoring. Do you have a factoring company?
I'm looking right now.
Capital Depot. Tell them you heard about it from me. He was on my podcast last week. Capital Depot.
Okay,
There,
so you got my information. Just send that information to
I
me.
will email it right over and tell him you heard about him from the Box Truck Hustle podcast.
So,
Mhm.
since you brought up factoring, how do you
Mhm.
like them so far?
I'm gonna be honest. I am with RTS. And the
Okay,
reason is because they called me when I first signed up. They sold me with the low board. Of course, they didn't tell me that you had to have your authority 180 days plus an inspection, right?
oh wow,
Um, and so a few, like maybe last month, I had called them because I was negotiating my percentage, and so they ended up dropping it down, and then I got the whole fuel bundle package.
okay,
So,
good.
but Capital Depot, their local, the guy that I met who joined my thing, he educated us on what non-recourse is. They have
Uh,
very if you have a broker that you work with that they're not factoring with, then you can talk to them and let them know, and they can
right,
work on getting them onboarded. They also have good rates that you would need to talk to them about. And
Right.
but you just need to talk to him. I'll get you hooked up with him.
With all the information.
Yeah,
So another thing that you're doing right now, contracts give you that sense that, hey, you're going to have guaranteed money
exactly.
that's going to be coming in every month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is not to
Discourage me.
discourage you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the United States Post Office is in $7 billion in worth of debt, right?
No.
Okay, no, you didn't know that. Okay, then. Actually, the post office, the United States Postal Service, has been in the red for the last 23
Who
years.
ain't in the red?
Okay.
Hey,
Just
but I'm not putting my eggs all in one basket, Quentin.
okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear is that you're not putting your eggs all in one basket. It's okay to have contracts with certain businesses
Mm-hmm.
because not all contracts is that all money ain't good money.
Right. That's what I was saying. Final
So you have
Mile and those
to,
other ones. Yeah.
yeah, you just have to look at it and just see. Because right now, me personally, I'm okay with not having any kind of contracts or direct businesses.
Right.
First of
Me
all,
too.
I need to establish a relationship. That's what you always been talking about. You
Mm-hmm.
need to go out there, shake hands, give them a card, touch base with them. That's all they need. And
Exactly.
once you get those relationships, because unfortunately sometimes I think like the other people, all right. So like the shippers,
Yeah.
hey, I try to get it as cheap as I can get it. So if this if this black guy comes in here and he wants to give me, he's offering me, $5 a mile for my load. Why should I give him that when I can get this foreigner
Exactly.
that can do it for 75 cents a mile?
Right.
Now, my thing is this. I flip back over and I say to myself, well, will my load get there damaged? Okay, well, will it get there? Then
Mm-hmm.
is there going to be a claim?
Mm-hmm.
Because Abdul Rakif uh,
Why would you
did it
do?
for me, does it for me for 75 cents, and now I got claims. I got insurance claims.
Well, for me, this is what we're concentrating on right now. As I
Okay.
say, building relationships.
Right.
Sharif is out there shaking hands, and when he delivers the load, he tells the receiver or shipper, hey, if this is a dedicated lane, tell XYZ broker that you want TLA Group to move this
Mhm.
load for you. We're not even trying to cut the broker out. We still want to
Right.
work with the broker.
Right.
We want them to be able to say, you know what? XYZ like TLA Group. Let's put them on this lane right here.
Right.
That's what
Exactly.
we're trying to do. And we're okay with being OTR. Like we wouldn't mind going from Texas to Detroit. If we knew that was what we were doing 2 or 3 days a week, we could work around booking
Right.
stuff around that. We know it's dedicated. We know that. We're perfectly fine with that. But finding a broker who's going to come to us, and that's why we haven't scaled to another second truck right now, because one, these people who don't want to leave and be gone for 3 weeks at a time, and then they want to make a certain dollar amount, and I don't blame them. You're being gone, you want to be compensated, but the rates is not compensating.
Right. Exactly.
So that is where our focus is right now, especially with Sharif being OTR. I
Mhm.
am in the background trying to get contracts, with
Right.
local places that I could possibly work with. Have you ever thought about FEMA? What do you think about FEMA? Because I talked about that yesterday on my Facebook post. They want $300,000 cargo.
Well, your boy Trump is trying to eliminate that group.
I know, and that's why I was like, Because when I was researching it, right, I've been researching it for the last 2 years, and I kept missing
Yeah.
it. So I was like, I had a reminder on my calendar,
Mhm.
and I actually was able to join the Zoom call, and they talked about, what you needed to do. Everything is due like next week. You
I
got to
would.
do, yeah. I mean, I probably won't do it because I only have $100,000 cargo.
Well, the fact of the matter is, will it be there next year?
Exactly.
See, so that's why I posted a comment. You know, FEMA, they talking FEMA might go, not might. It's when they gonna go away.
Yeah, and I've
So
been thinking about that, but I mean, to
yeah,
me, just
that's
join the
understandable.
call. I just wanted to see.
Well, the thing is, it's not mission critical at this time, especially like you just said. If you want to get into that, then you have to up your cargo.
Hmm.
But then, you're at risk. Your insurance might double.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah. I don't even want to. I don't even want them to come back. Tell you got to pay $800 deposit, and I'm like, and that's what me and another girl was talking about in my post. She was like, I can't see me paying $300,000 cargo policy, and then I'm not guaranteed work.
Exactly. That's the deal that
Uh,
you have to look at.
yeah, I can't do
That's
it.
the that's the deal that's the problem that I have with contracts, because especially with government contracts changes all the time. Because guess what? The next person that you vote for that gets into
Gonna
the
change.
White House, you messed up,
Yeah.
and especially if that's your main bag,
Mm-hmm.
that's not cool,
Right.
right? So that's why I'm okay with certain contracts. I'm going to be picky, just like you are. You're
Right.
going to be picky about what kind of contracts that you want to
Mm-hmm.
haul stuff for. Yes, the guarantee money is great and everything, but what's going to happen when it all falls apart,
Exactly.
or the company just or the government agency disappears?
Right.
So that's just something that you just need to, you know, keep looking at. Look at other opportunities. Um, I had asked you, hey, can I hook up with you? And you told me you're in Houston. I know you ain't gonna be asking me,
The
hey, can you talk to?
reason, so the reason I say only Houston is because the cost of insurance.
Right.
That's the
See.
only because if the insurance wouldn't be so expensive for me to have an out of state driver on my policy, I
Uh-huh.
would I would be okay with partner up with somebody to come lease on to my authority. That's where
Right.
the problem comes in, that insurance.
Yeah, I understand. So that's
Yeah,
why, see, that's why right now, where we both at right now in the trucking industry game right now, do we want to scale?
right.
And do we want to, mm, adjust? See, because one thing I've been thinking about too is I was thinking about getting in the dispatching game. And the reason why I say that is I can separate myself from the rest. What can I do as a dispatcher that separate myself from the rest of them? Okay,
Only they gotta come with a portfolio. You
that's the
cannot be on
that's
the same load boards that I'm on. If you on the same load boards that I'm on, then what do I need you for? The first time I booked a load
uh-huh.
and I had zero dispatching was the day
Hmm.
I was like, why are we paying this dispatcher? And I
Hmm.
factored it. That was it for me. Because
That's right.
what happened was Sharif was on a load
Hmm.
and she clocked out at 5 o'clock. I was getting off of work. So I'm looking for a load. I'm like, hey, I found this load. Oh, I'm logged off. I said, oh, okay, let me go ahead and book this load. And I was like, Sharif, I booked this load. I booked like 2 or 3 loads over her, like quick. So I was like, yeah, we're
Real quick.
paying her.
So why in the world you gonna give her 8%
Exactly. That's
of your?
that's exactly. So that's why I say when I see dispatchers talking about I could do this, I could do, and I'm like, I need you to come with resources. I
Yeah.
understand you may still be on the same level board, but some of these brokers need to be coming to you with
Hmm.
work.
Right.
and you just got
Exactly.
the trucks.
Yeah, that's it. You only just got the trucks. What about, hey, do you have any? Matter of fact, just today, three foreigners contacted me. All right. Contacted me. And they asked me, okay, what kind of truck you have? Are you willing to go OTR? I said, well, first of all, do you have direct shippers or brokers? They came back, they came back and told me, yes, I got shippers and brokers. I was like to myself, I was like, really? Do you think I'm that
Mm-mm.
dumb to think that your heavy accent and you got direct shippers? So I was looking to that space and I said, well, I do my own dispatching. I can talk to these people, these shippers, and ask them, hey, do you need somebody to take care of this lane for you? Just like what you did with your driver.
Mm-hmm.
And if they say, well, yeah, I need more trucks because man, we doing a lot of product. Well, now you just got to figure out the math. If I can come in there with multiple trucks, but see the problem with that is you got other people that you just don't know. All
Exactly.
right. So that's
Exactly.
the catch 22. If you don't know those people, if even if I came to you, I would need to see you physically to
Mm-hmm.
get to be, my spider senses tingling like, oh, okay, then she's cool. I can deal with that. But if you halfway across the globe and you in 15 time zones ahead of me, no, that's not going to work. I'm
That's
sorry. That's just
exactly why I say you got to be in Houston to lease on to my authority because I need to see you. I need to inspect your truck. I need to know who you are. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Quentin. When we first went into leasing on to somebody's authority, uneducated,
hmm
the guy had us lease onto my business partner who I sued and I won $15,000. How
Ooh,
he did it was against the like illegal.
right.
Okay, so when I got ready to let somebody lease onto my authority and they were based in Ohio, I did it the exact same way.
Mm,
And come to
ah,
find out, I was not doing it right. So after that, I was like, you
no.
got to be in Houston to lease on to my authority. There ain't no ifs.
Yeah.
I need to meet you. I need to know who you are. And yeah,
I need blood sample. I need hair follicles. I need
yeah, I need
everything.
all of that. I need to know who your grandma, your auntie, your cousin, and you know we hadn't got through all these questions.
Yeah, I know. But some of those questions was answered. So go
That
on.
yes, they definitely were. Do you have your load board? Which load boards are you going to be looking into? Are you just going to go straight to the brokers that you know you can work with?
Well, for right now, I'm going to go with DAT and with Truckstop.
I
We
use
just had a,
Truckstop.
I went to a truck show down in LA 2 months ago
Mm-hmm.
and I was blown away. I said, like, okay. And you know what? All the insurance agents, they all Hispanic and Hispanics, women. I was like, dog. Walked in there. I was like, there was so much flesh that was out there.
He said flat.
I was like, okay. And I talked to a couple of them and everything. I was like, I was just shaking. I was like, I can't do this anymore because all this body is all out of here and everything. And then I'm noticing everybody was foreign. All
Well,
the
I
50,
mean, the United States is a melting pot,
yeah, I
so
got
that's
that.
gonna
That's no
happen.
problem. I have no issue with that. But I was looking as I was scanning. I can tell you the major population was Hispanic, Indian, Eastern European, and that's about it. I saw three groups of people that was there. Very few of us, all right. Uh, the very few white people that was there. Mostly they were selling their engines and products and performance parts. But then
Yeah.
that's a different talk show because see, like here, I'm going to tell you something. had to get my truck small out here. All right.
What you mean
Truck.
small?
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have that out in Texas. So I had to get the emissions checked on my
Oh
truck.
yeah, 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 yeah.
All right.
That's where that
So
deaf shit
that
come in.
yeah, and that set me back $200 to get that done because I had to get it re-registered. So I had to pay
Mm.
$300 for the registration and an extra $200 to go and get it small tested and get it get on this list with the California Carbs Emission Group.
Well, there's a
So
couple of things I want to share with you. Not to cut you
go
off
ahead.
because we're 45 minutes in.
Okay, go.
So it was almost time to wind down.
Okay.
Um, the load board that you're going to be using, I will tell you, I am on like a committee for Truckstop. And they have some very exciting things that will be coming for AI that I gave my feedback on of what I would like as a small carrier that would help me when I'm looking for loads. So
Okay.
definitely use Truckstop's load board. I really
Okay.
highly recommend them. And also, if you haven't heard about it, look into Broker Carrier Summit. That's where the brokers and the carriers, and you can meet the brokers in person and build those relationships. So they have one coming up in April. I'm not going to that one. It's too soon. I'm going to the one in October that's going to be in Dallas, Texas.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me. I thought I had my notepad here.
I'm gonna email it to you because I need to email you the factoring company.
Right.
So it's called Broker Carrier Summit.
Hmm.
I'll send you the link. You can look on their website.
So
And then
hopefully this place got metal detectors so people won't be bringing in arms to kill.
no, actually, this guy who joined our podcast, we had
Hmm.
asked him like, "How did you get your contracts?" He said, "Honestly, when I went to the Broker Carrier Summit and I met brokers in person, that's how I got some of my contracts."
Summit.
So, Broker Carrier Summit. So, me and Sharif will be going to that in October. I'll be buying our tickets
Now.
in yes, now, and put it on the schedule so he know we going to the Broker Carrier Summit. And
So when
mhm.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I will also tell you get more when you start driving your trucks, make content and post it on LinkedIn. Because I don't know if you promoted this thing like I told you.
Yes, I did. I promoted it. I got with my phone, with my peeps. So my peeps, I'm just saying, a lot of the people that I deal with are kind of like Mickey Mouse corporate people.
Oh,
So with that, the trucking sphere is not their thing. They like to hear what I do,
right.
but they're not the ones that's willing to go out of their box. You
Well,
understand?
all I need them to do is follow and get my numbers up. I don't care if they don't
No problem. Hey,
listen.
we're finished, I'm definitely going to be promoting your podcast.
Okay.
So what's the is the box truck
Hustle.
hustle podcast, and you
Hmm.
got the links on where they at.
I thought I sent the links to you, but if I didn't, once this all downloads, I'll send you all the links.
No, you know what? I found out my problem. My Outlook email, it doesn't it doesn't recognize like the link that you sent me to get on this podcast. Because
Oh,
when I gave you my Yahoo
it
email
came
address,
through.
it saw.
Gotcha.
So so now that's one thing that I'm probably going to have to look into now because of my domain name. I might have to get a different domain. If GoDaddy doesn't have the resources that I'm looking for, then I might have to go and look at another domain.
Yeah, I
All
use
right.
GoDaddy for my domain. The guy who's building
Your website.
Straight Connect. I don't know what he's using, but I do have the domain name already set, and I looked at the website today. So
Okay.
hopefully I'll have a meeting soon to get all the pilot people in there and set, so we can
Okay, that
test it
sounds
out.
good. That
Mhm.
sounds great. So, what is the Straight Connect?
So Straight Connect is going to be a verified platform of drivers, owners like me, you,
Yeah.
carriers, and dispatchers to make
Okay.
sure that they are verified and vetted to be in the United States, that we know that you are who you say you are. It will also go into educational resources.
Okay.
Once I get the volume of members on there, then I will step into approaching brokers, sponsors to come on there and say, hey, our
Uh-huh.
platform is verified. If you want to go look up this person in the box truck community, this is where you'll go. And then I eventually want to be able to get to where I will be able to offer grants to those in the in that community. Um,
Okay.
Right now, I have it set up as a LLC. I think
Mm-hmm.
I want to eventually turn it to a nonprofit. That way, I'll be able to get donations and
Right.
stuff like that. So right now, I'm just kind of doing it in phases. I got the LLC set up. Now I'm trying to get the volume because
Mm-hmm.
I have to show a local bank in Houston is giving me $1,000 because I
Oh,
pitched it to them. Yeah, and they like the whole idea of being able to help underserved communities with
mm-hmm.
education and resources. So she told me to come back once I get people to join because
Right.
right now I don't have a lot of people joining, but I know this is something that is needed. So I'm
Okay.
kind of doing everything. And I will take your advice and get Straight Connect trademarked, and maybe Box Truck Hustle. But those are a couple of things that I will start. I put this on the podcast. People may take it, but
Yeah.
something that I'll be looking into as well. Everything costs money, and my
Oh,
money
yeah.
is not flowing right now with the
Right.
box
I
truck.
understand. I
Yeah.
understand. You got monopoly money right now. I understand that. So
Yes.
it's all good. So, the biggest thing I want to encourage you is to keep pushing forward, even though you might have those hurdles, especially the way that you're going to go. That's fantastic because the scammers are out there, they looking. So if you can set up a booby trap for them, oh, that'll be fantastic. They're going to like, wait a minute, I can't go this route. But they might say, well, wait a minute, can I do this and can I do that? You already have those things already locked
Mm-hmm.
up and then you can move forward because that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest problem that we have right now is with the fraud. So what you doing, I want to be part of that straight connect
Mm-hmm.
because I feel that it's very important that you have those uh, connections with all these people. You might have something with the manufacturers. Then everything that hub and spoke theory. Okay, the manufacturer can get with a broker or get with an individual carrier. They might
Mm-hmm.
want to do that. So that's
Yeah.
fantastic. I
And
appreciate
my
that.
ultimate goal, honestly, is also to have like a box truck summit where we can bring all the resources that are just for the box truck community. Because I think it's all about education and people knowing what the resources are. That is something that I definitely want to work on.
Let me ask you this. So that association that you said there at Houston,
Mm-hmm.
do they have like a convention or some kind of meeting place where they do that stuff?
Yes, and I will be talking to them about that when I get there. I've never been. This will be my first time going.
Okay.
Um, there, I had talked to a marketing company, and he had mentioned another place, and
Okay.
I can't remember the name of it. But there's been a few things going on in my mind because I would love for people with the final mile to come, people from UPS, explain to us what we need to do to be prepared to be able to get these contracts. And like how you talking about me, know the good and the bad. Because like I try to tell my business partner, if we get a contract, we need to have working capital till we can get paid. And that's where we've already have built a banking relationship. So I could go to this bank and say, hey, I got this contract. I need some working capital till that money start rolling in. So
Exactly.
yeah, so it's a lot of things. I did a lot of educational things last year. I'm not doing
Mhm.
I'm beyond educated right now. I need some of this stuff to click. That's why I
Yes,
created
exactly.
the podcast. That's why
Mhm.
I'm working on Straight Connect. Everything I've done has been intentional.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So with that association that you
Uh-huh.
have access to, I would have a PowerPoint. Actually, I would have a PowerPoint presentation already set up, maybe for about, it should take only like 5 or 10 minutes, whatever. I was just thinking, okay, how can I educate Box Truck Hustle and Straight Connect? Resources to help box truck carriers thrive in
Mhm.
this environment. And then
Right.
you have your bullet point, and then you have your bullet points. Give that to them so they can, at least they can say, oh, okay, you got it on paper. So can we do a meeting and talk more about this? What the box trust hustle and the straight connect, what can we do? And with
I'll work
those,
on that. I'll
you
work on that.
know, and that's pretty much all you just need. That can open up a door for you that can say, oh wow, now I really got into the what is that, the Houston area, because I definitely don't want to drive to Houston because y'all traffic is horrible. It's worse than LA.
And California, oh, whatever. What I'm going to make is a one-page flyer that I can pass out to
Yes.
people that has the Box Truck Hustle podcast and Straight
Yeah.
Connect and
Yep.
connect them all together. So when I go, I can get people to join and then I can
Exactly.
get more guests. That's what I'm going
Yes.
to do.
So you pretty much just need, if you want to join this platform,
Mm-hmm.
send me your email
Mm-hmm.
and your name, your credentials and everything, and then we can put you on the box truck hustle. Because you'd be
I
surprised.
appreciate that.
That's no problem. Hey, you know what? Ideas are like noses. Everybody got
Yeah.
one, different shapes and sizes, oily, dry, wide, or skinny. So with that, you just have to say, oh, okay then. And it doesn't take that much work to do. All right.
Okay.
It doesn't take that much work. And you work full time, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So now,
Yes, I do.
okay. Okay. So if you got, I don't, the thing that you just told me about, I got my mind racing right now, because you can actually, once you go to that, once you develop you a flyer, develop your
Mm-hmm.
flyer, it would be great for you to have like a landing space where they can send in their information.
I
Those
got a type
forms.
form. Mm-hmm.
Okay, if they got a type form, you can say, here, go to this form, put in your information, and we will call you back in X days to set up a meet. Hello, you
I'm
know,
gonna do that. I'm gonna create another type. I think I got like 20 type forms for everything. I'm gonna create one to gather names. Can you fill this out so I can get your email? Well, Quentin, I really enjoyed talking with you today. It was
yeah,
just like a conversation.
okay,
I'm gonna
that's good.
send you. I might not send it tonight because I got to work on getting this downloaded. But I'll
Right,
send you the name of the summit, the
right.
name of the
Okay,
factoring company. I have a flyer I could send you.
okay.
And I don't think that was anything else you needed from me. Did you need anything else?
Mm-mm. We good now. So finally we met.
I
You know,
know. How did we
finally
meet in the
met.
first place? The group, or you just saw
Yeah, it
my
was the
page?
Box Truck Hustle
Box
group.
Trucks Hustle
Yeah,
Group, and
yeah.
and and I have to tell you, we took that group from somebody else. We
Well,
took the
that's good.
group because he was letting it run rampant. So we got in there, controlled it, and then we all fell out. And last year, I was like, I need to make a podcast, and I was like, huh, Box Truck
Hmm.
Hustle.
Yes. See?
Yes. So
So
I'm
see,
gonna send you that.
by
Mm-hmm.
breaking bread, now I've helped you with some ideas.
Yes,
and
you
you
did.
also helped me. You helped me with some ideas. Now we can go ahead, grind it out. I like the collaboration, you
Mm-hmm.
know, even though we're 2,000 miles apart, but see some of the things that what you do will affect me. All
Right.
right. And vice versa. So we
Right.
can learn how to manage those situations. So it's
Yes.
really cool. And I
Yes.
really appreciate you having me on board. You know, I'm glad that you took time out so we can have this conversation. That's really important.
Well, thank you for joining. And like I said, I'll send you those notes because I'm going to also remind you about SAM.gov
Right.
and your SCAC code
Right.
and also your Dun& and Bradstreet number. So I'll send those notes over to you by email.
Okay, then great. All right. Well,
Alrighty.
you have a great rest of your night.
Thank you.
All right. See you
Okay.
later.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
Bye bye.